Hey there, I'm Jessica, and I'd like to share with you the complexities of my relationship with my mother-in-law. Ruby, she always seemed to make things hard for me. Ruby had old-fashioned ideas and never really liked me. For a while, my husband Michael and I lived far from them, so Ruby couldn't bother us much. But when Michael got a job close to them, we had to deal with her more. I could handle Ruby's behavior because I grew up dealing with difficult people like my own parents. Luckily, Michael's dad, Jasper, was always nice to me. But the tough part was that Ruby spent time with my daughter, Erin, who was 9 at the time. Erin loved her grandparents, and they were the only ones she knew well since I didn't have contact with my own parents. Even though Ruby and I had our issues, I put them aside for Erin's sake. I wanted Erin to have a good relationship with her grandparents. Michael also cared about family a lot, so I couldn't just cut Ruby out of our lives. Erin enjoyed spending time with her grandparents, but Ruby still caused problems sometimes. Ruby kept criticizing Erin's diet, saying I wasn't feeding her right. She thought Erin needed more nuts for protein, but Erin was allergic to nuts, and even their smell made her sick. I told Ruby this many times, but she wouldn't listen. She said Erin needed to eat nuts to get over her allergy and called me a bad mom. I knew you'd say this, Ruby. We talked to the doctor, and Erin's meals are balanced. Skipping nuts won't hurt anyone, but it could make Erin really sick, I told her. Even after explaining and listening to the doctor, Ruby didn't change her mind. She thought exposing Erin to nuts would help her allergies. I was tired of arguing with her and tired of being called a bad mom. Ruby even tried to get Erin to eat nuts, but Erin knew better and always said no. Feeling more and more worried about what Ruby might do, I decided to talk to Michael about it. I'm really concerned about leaving Erin alone with Ruby. I'm afraid she might give Erin food she's allergic to, thinking it will help her allergies, I told him. Don't worry so much, Jessica. My mom might have old-fashioned ideas, but she knows her boundaries, and Dad is always there to step in if things get out of hand. Erin loves being with her grandparents, and we can't just stop her from seeing them, Michael said, trying to reassure me. But Ruby keeps ignoring Erin's allergies. I'm genuinely scared for Erin's safety whenever she's with them without me. We need to talk about this. I can't keep worrying like this, I insisted. Relax, Jessica. There's no need to stop Erin from seeing my parents just because of this small issue. Erin loves being with them, you know. And if you're worried about Mom, I'll talk to her. She'll listen to me, Michael assured me. His words made sense. Erin really enjoyed being with her grandparents, so I couldn't bring myself to stop her if she had ever said she didn't want to see them. I would have respected her decision, but I didn't realize that even Michael couldn't change Ruby's behavior. Things came to a head at Erin's 11th birthday party. Jasper and Ruby were invited, and they said they'd come. Ruby seemed really excited, which made me uneasy, though I didn't know why. When they arrived early, it surprised me because Ruby usually avoided being around me. She gave Erin a big present wrapped in birthday paper and said, "Happy birthday, Erin. Here's your gift. Grandma got you something really special." Erin thanked Ruby, and then Ruby said, "Wow, that's a big gift. What's inside, Grandpa?" "I have no idea, Erin. Grandma chose it, and she won't even tell me what's in there." "We'll both find out when you open it," Jasper said. "Come on, open Grandma's gift and see what she got you. I bet you'll love it, sweetie." "I'll be your favorite grandma ever," Ruby said excitedly. "I can't wait to see what you got me, Grandma. I'm so excited." "We'll open all the gifts after we cut the cake," Erin suggested. "No, Erin needs to open my gift before cutting the cake. That's why I came early, to give her my special present," Ruby insisted. Despite feeling suspicious about Ruby's behavior, Erin seemed genuinely happy to get such a nice gift from her grandma. The big, heavy package made Erin even more excited, and she couldn't wait to see what was inside. She wanted to start opening her presents once all her friends were there. I agreed to let Erin open Ruby's gift before the cake, as Ruby said it had to be done that way. I didn't want to upset Erin on her birthday, so we went along with it. But little did I know what a disaster it would turn into. Luma and her parents were let down by the one person they trusted. Ruby not only ruined Erin's birthday but also turned everyone against her. When Erin opened the gift, she found a big cake with her name on it. She was happy for a moment, but then she passed out. Michael and I rushed to her, scared and confused, when we saw her throat swelling up in shock. I watched as Michael hurried to get an epinephrine shot while someone else called the police. Knowing exactly who was behind this, I confronted Ruby, demanding answers. What on earth did you put in Erin's cake? What's in it? I asked, my voice shaking with anger and fear. Ruby pretended she didn't know anything, saying, I didn't do anything, Jessica. It's just a regular cake. I have no idea what's happening. Maybe something you did caused Erin to faint. You've been neglecting her nutrition despite my warnings, and now she's paying the price. Don't try to blame me. Erin was fine just a moment ago, and now she's having an allergic reaction. Tell me what you did to her, Ruby. I hope you didn't mess with the cake. You need to own up to your actions and take responsibility. Look at Erin, she's turning blue, I snapped back, ignoring Ruby's excuses, focusing solely on Erin. I hurried over with the epinephrine I always kept on hand for emergencies. Although Erin's swelling went down a bit, she remained unconscious. It was clear that she needed to go to the hospital to fully recover. The room was filled with worry for Erin, tears welled up in my eyes, and even Michael looked close to crying. Ruby, who was already in tears, seemed scared. In that moment, I decided to cut open the cake to see what was inside. What I found shocked me to the core. I demanded answers from Ruby, questioning her sanity for putting nuts in the cake. Ruby, what were you thinking? You ignored my warnings and put nuts in the cake, putting Erin's health at risk. How could you be so careless? I only wanted to help Erin, not hurt her. I didn't like that Jessica was so strict about Erin's diet. While it's true Erin might have reactions sometimes, I thought gradually giving her nuts could help, Ruby argued. My frustration boiled over when I confronted Jessica, saying, Are you crazy? Our daughter is allergic to nuts. She could have died from this reaction. Who gave you the right to decide how to handle her allergies? Look at the mess you've made. I'm Erin's grandma, and I have the right to take care of her. She'll be fine. You're all overreacting. You're just trying to scare me for no reason. I'm sure this is all part of Mila's plan to make me look bad. But listen, Ruby, if things go my way today, you'll be in big trouble. Right now, all I care about is Erin's health, I said firmly. Just then, the ambulance arrived with paramedics. They took care of Erin and took her to the hospital with us following closely. The doctors told us Erin would need time to wake up and would have to stay at the hospital for a day or two. We were all overwhelmed with emotion. I broke down in the hospital, finding comfort in Michael's arms. After calming down, I called Jasper to let everyone know that Erin was no longer in danger. When I hung up, I turned to Michael and expressed my anger, saying, I'll never forgive Ruby for what she did today. She could have put our daughter's life at risk. I've been thinking about how serious this is. It's unbelievable, something I wouldn't have believed if I hadn't seen it myself. My mom has become someone I don't even recognize anymore. She did all of this just to make me look like a bad mom. She acted like she cared about Erin's happiness, but she never thought about how dangerous it was for Erin. Even after everything, she still says I planned it all. Today showed me how far my mom will go to make you look bad. I'm so sorry I didn't see it sooner and didn't do more to keep her away from us. I need to protect Erin from my mom's bad influence. I failed as a husband and as a father. Michael was starting to realize how serious the situation was, and Jasper, who had always been a good grandfather, was clearly affected by Ruby's actions. This time, she went too far. Even though she'd gotten away with things before, we weren't going to let her off easy this time. We decided then and there that we couldn't let Ruby keep hurting Erin. Her actions were a threat to Erin's safety, and we couldn't allow her to keep causing trouble in our lives. Ruby was no longer welcome in our family. We were determined to protect Erin and make sure she grew up in a safe and loving environment. It wouldn't be easy, but for Erin's sake, it was a decision we were ready to stand by. Following a heartfelt discussion, my husband and I quickly made a decision while Erin was still in the hospital. It was time to head back home. Jasper, Ruby, and a few guests stayed behind, eager for updates on Erin's condition. This gave us the perfect opportunity to address Ruby's actions. When we got home, 4 hours had passed since the incident. In the living room, we found Jasper scolding Ruby while she seemed indifferent, busy on her phone. The untouched birthday cake sat sadly beside them, a painful reminder of what had happened. Despite my sadness, I held back my emotions. When they noticed us, Jasper and Sophia hurried over. I just got an update, I said. Erin is in good hands, and she'll recover soon. Although she's still unconscious, the doctors are hopeful. Thank goodness, Erin will be okay. I was so worried, but it looks like everything's fine. It wasn't even a big deal. Erin will be fine, and her nut allergy will go away soon, Ruby declared. In that moment, Michael unleashed his anger on Ruby, scolding her for everything she had done. Jasper joined in, expressing his disappointment, and the guests, visibly shocked, stared at Ruby with disapproval. I too was filled with rage. I've had it with you, Ruby, I declared. We've given you so many chances to change. Even after your actions put my daughter in the hospital, you show no remorse. This is it. You will never be allowed near Erin or our family again. You're banned from this house. You can't tell me where to go. Your son won't cut me off for no reason. I won't let you keep me from my granddaughter just because we don't agree on how to raise her, Ruby shot back. No, Mom, Michael replied firmly. You're not welcome near me or my family ever again. Dad can come here anytime, but not you. He's the only sensible grandparent Erin has. He's done his best to keep Erin safe. But today, you put Erin in the hospital and acted like it was the right thing to do. I can't let someone so heartless be around my daughter. Ruby couldn't believe her own son was turning against her. She could always trust Michael to support her, not realizing he was being rational, unlike her. Even the guests started criticizing her. Ruby felt trapped with no one on her side, not even Jasper. In desperation, she screamed at us, blaming me for setting her up. This is all your fault, Jessica. You turned everyone against me. I'll never forgive you for this. You should be begging for our forgiveness. Your actions have ruined your reputation and kept you from Erin. I'll sue you for grandparents' rights. I'll take you to court, and the judge will let me see Erin. Just wait and see. I don't need anyone to support me, I responded firmly. You're not going to have much luck getting grandparents' rights from jail. I'm sure the judge would find it pretty funny to have a criminal asking for visitation after putting her own granddaughter in danger. What are you talking about, Jessica? Why would I go to jail? I didn't do anything wrong. Ruby protested. Didn't do anything. I shot back. What you did is a crime, Ruby. You can be arrested for knowingly exposing a child to allergens. It's considered a form of poisoning. Maybe you didn't realize it, but Michael and I did. We've already called the police on you, and look, here they come now to arrest you. Ruby, in denial, insisted, no, you're lying. This can't be happening. You can't arrest me for this. Ruby's panicked expression showed her desperation as she begged us not to send her to jail. Tears flowed down her face, and she started to panic. Just then, 2 officers came in and told her she was under arrest. She clung to her hands, begging us not to send her to jail. Michael remained unmoved, telling the cops to take her away, while I gave Ruby a cold look, showing that her deceitful game was over. In a last attempt, she turned to Jasper for help, begging him to do something. Jasper, please. You can't let your wife get arrested like this, she pleaded. But Jasper stood firm, saying, when my wife does something truly terrible and shows no remorse, I won't protect her. I've warned you for years to change, and you never listened. Today, you put our granddaughter in danger. I was only trying to protect her, not realizing it would hurt her so badly. Please, Jasper. I'm your wife. You have to help me, Ruby pleaded desperately. But Michael stood by his decision, saying firmly, Ruby, I've already cut you out of my life. It's the right thing to do, and I plan to do the same tomorrow. I'll talk to a divorce lawyer. I want to end this as soon as possible. I won't stay with someone like you. I'll protect my granddaughter and my kids from you. Ruby was shocked and pleaded desperately, no, 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 Jasper, you can't do this to me. I'm your wife. Ignoring her, Jasper told the cops to take her away. Ruby continued crying and begging for help, bringing a tumultuous end to an event that had long concluded. A sense of peace washed over me as Michael, Jasper, and I went back to the hospital after the other guests left, clearly upset by Ruby's actions. They promised to tell everyone what she had done. The next day, Erin woke up feeling much better, but she was terrified of Ruby. Erin cried and begged us to keep her away from her grandmother, saying how Ruby had tried to make her eat things she was allergic to. To help Erin deal with her feelings, we got her a therapist. At the same time, Michael and I started going to therapy together to work on our communication as a family. Having Jasper's support was really important for all of us. With his help, we started to heal and grow stronger as a family. Ruby's life took a sharp turn for the worse after the incident. Her actions caught up with her, and she faced serious consequences. Once her own family found out what she had done, they scolded her and cut ties with her. Even her friends were disgusted by her behavior and stopped talking to her. With no one to turn to, Ruby found herself in a desperate situation, begging everyone for bail money. But she didn't get any help, and Jasper filed for divorce the next day. Ruby was served with divorce papers while still in jail. Receiving the divorce papers herself sent Ruby into a fit of rage. In the following months, Jasper was able to get a quick divorce, taking advantage of state laws with the police report as evidence. Our legal case against Ruby moved forward. Despite the expectation for Ruby to cover Erin's medical expenses, her financial struggles resulted in a lengthy prison sentence as the judge ruled against her. Moreover, we obtained restraining orders to ensure she stays away from our family. With confidence that Ruby won't have the chance to approach us again, we remain watchful. But if by some chance she tries to cross the line, she'll encounter the fierce protection of Mama and Papa Bear, who are determined to do whatever it takes to keep Erin safe.